Is it time for the Funko Corporation to recognize Dead by Daylight as a viable partner and make Dead by Daylight Funko Pops? I think it is. Let's talk about it. If you don't know what a Funko Pop is, or a pop vinyl, it's a line of cutesy, roughly 4-inch tall vinyl figures. It's a $700 million a year business, boasting over 8,000 characters in their fold, ranging from categories such as your favorites from movies, television, cartoons, advertising mascots, musicians, professional athletes, historical figures, and video games. For video games, they've made figures from well-known titles from bigger companies such as Fallout and Overwatch, and then they've even made figures from games that are from independent publishers such as Cuphead, Don't Starve, and Hello Neighbor. And it's my belief that it's now time to expand into the Dead by Daylight universe. Funko, you're always saying that everybody is a fan of something, so let's put your money where your mouth is and allow the Dead by Daylight fans to get their Funko fix. If you don't know what Dead by Daylight is an asymmetrical survival horror video game featuring 5 players, 4 survivors versus 1 killer. The 4 survivors are trying to escape before the 1 killer murders them. And it boasts a smooth blend of some of the most iconic horror villains of cinema, as well as their own rich original characters. And all of these horror icons already have Funko Pops made of them. And it is my belief that it's now time to turn over and make some of Dead by Daylight's original characters, the villains and their survivors, into Funko Pop form as well. So about a year ago, I brought up the prospect of getting some Funko Pops of Dead by Daylight characters on Twitter, and Matthew Cote tweeted back to me, "When we talked to them a while ago, the very nice folks at Original Funko didn't feel that Dead by Daylight had a strong enough following. They were not against revisiting the idea later. Maybe a wave of enthusiastic fans would help them see how strong we are now. I want Dead by Daylight Funko Pops." So do I. So this was September of last year, and I say now more than ever is the time to revisit this idea, Original Funko, and get together with Dead by Daylight. Ever since then, the game has only gotten bigger and stronger. It boasts 12 million players around the world. It's expanded now into 2 more platforms since then. Nintendo Switch and mobile is coming right around the corner. More people than ever are being exposed to Dead by Daylight and know who these characters are. If you look on Twitch, it's always around the top 15 video game channels being viewed, with thousands of people watching their favorite streamers play this game. Same goes for YouTube. We have YouTube content creators who make dedicated Dead by Daylight content in excess of 100,000 subscribers, people who tune in to watch them play this game. They know who these characters are. It's time to recognize. And I would say there's no better time than now. Interestingly enough, New York City Comic Con is on right now. Dead by Daylight has a booth at New York City Comic Con. And on this vast floor of vendors at New York City Comic Con, just 2 booths away, their neighbor is Funko. Funko has a booth 2 booths away from Dead by Daylight. Bump into each other, people. Make this happen. Brian Mariotti, Matthew Cote, come together. Exchange business cards. Make a deal on this. The people want it. If you happen to be one of the people lucky enough to go to the New York City Comic Con this weekend, swing by that Funko booth. Tell the people who work there that you want to see Dead by Daylight Funko Pops being made and that you would support them. If you aren't going to New York City Comic Con, what can you do? There is a petition online set up by Dabbu McDabbu to show that we are those wave of enthusiastic fans who would buy and support a line of Dead by Daylight Funko Pops. The petition says, "We are here to prove that yes, we are strong enough, and we will spend all of our hard-earned money on these little buddies. We cry every night because that little Funko Wraith isn't by our side when we go to bed, because Tiny Huntress isn't singing us a lullaby to sleep, because Small Nurse isn't there to bring us a glass of water and kiss our foreheads. Are we asking too much to be surrounded by a variety of dangerous assassins? Love the Dead by Daylight fan base." This petition has over 7,000 signatures. Funko is aware of it. I don't know what the magic number is that we need to hit to get their attention and make them realize that we would support this product if they were to make it. But if you could please add your signature to this, I would appreciate it. I'm sure that all the fine folks out there who are similarly fans of Dead by Daylight and Funko Pops would appreciate your signature on the petition as well, this marriage of both of the things that we love. So now I'm just going to show you a few samples of what Dead by Daylight Pops could look like. There's several people who have done concept art for these. ThatBrownMonster did the concept art for the Hillbilly on the petition. And I have several different pictures here that I'm going to show you right now from Jaden Maroto, who does like some fan concept Funko Pop art in their spare time. And they've done several of these Dead by Daylight waves that they've conjured up in their imagination, and even thought up ideas for variations that you could see at different stores. Funko Pops do a lot of different store exclusives or variations that you can only get at certain retailers or chases, and they've come up with concept art for what some of those could possibly be. Like, as you saw, the translucent wraith would be a chase, those kind of things. Hot Topic exclusives for your entertainment store exclusives, etc., etc. Great work by Jaden, by the way, and thanks to Jaden for letting me put all of the concept art here in the video. Shout out to you. And if you're a person who says, well, I don't really like Funko Pops, I would much prefer if Dead by Daylight did a partnership with NECA or McFarlane Toys to make hyper-detailed action figures, I'm on board with you there. But I would just say that this can be a stepping stone to get you there with what you want also. The same way that once Dead by Daylight got the license for Michael Myers and the Halloween chapter into their game, and that made it easier for them to subsequently get Leatherface and Freddy Krueger, those licenses, the toys are going to work the same way. With Dead by Daylight getting this statue deal with Gecko and this action figure deal with Nendoroid, that makes it easier for them to make partnerships with other toy companies. So we're building on that. If you can get a Funko license with Dead by Daylight, that can lead to a NECA or a McFarlane license. You see what I mean? And I can't do this alone. I need your help. I need you to sign the petition. I need you to share the petition. I need you to help me get other content creators on board. There's a lot of content creators who are bigger than I am, who have more influence than I do, who have community members who are also interested in this, believe me. And if you come up against a stone wall with these other content creators because the content creators themselves say, well, I don't like Funko Pops, well, hey, it's bigger than them. This is about not what they want as an individual, it's about what the community wants. And getting Funko Pops, expanding the horizons of the game in pop culture to other people who have never seen it is good for the game. Funko Pops, when somebody picks it up and goes, what is this? And then they investigate, they find out about Dead by Daylight, they become a member of our community and play the game because they saw the Funko Pop on the shelf and it brought them into the game. That helps grow the game. And by extension, that helps those content creators because the bigger the game is, the bigger their audience is going to be. And if they can't see that, well, if they're that close-minded that they can't figure that out, then I guess we just have to move on and find somebody who does get it. I just wonder if Funko understands that Dead by Daylight players on the regular spend $10 for a virtual cosmetic outfit for their character in-game. Do they really think that we would hesitate to spend that $10 on a physical character we could hold in our hand representing the game of Dead by Daylight? It just seems like a no-brainer. And if they wanted to hedge their bets, the easiest thing that they could do is what they did with Don't Starve, where they included a code in every Don't Starve Funko Pop vinyl that allowed you to get something in-game. As far as if you bought a Funko Pop vinyl, that you would get a code to put a cosmetic on your character in-game. But man, that would be the slam dunk of all sales, I guarantee it. But I just think now with Dead by Daylight across so many platforms, and you would need to have codes that would work on every platform, that it would be extremely difficult to do that. My friend Verzi sent me a couple of things when they contacted Funko about Dead by Daylight Funko Pops. First, there was this private message that says, I'm not seeing anything that says we aren't making Dead by Daylight Pops based on popularity. There are many factors why certain figures don't get made, such as licensing rights or art development team cycles. Definitely a great idea for our suggestion page, though, which you can submit your suggestions to here, funko.com, suggest a product. Obviously, they do take input from the public, so this is another source, the suggest a product link, where you can tag them and tell them that you want to see some Dead by Daylight Funko Pops. And then Verzi sent me this from their Twitter live stream, I think it was, where they talked about Dead by Daylight on stream.
Come on, why won't you answer, will we get Dead by Daylight? Well,
let me answer.
You want to answer? Go for it.
So we love all of your suggestions on licenses. We always take them into consideration. It's not necessarily as easy as us just saying, hey, we want to do this. We have partnerships we have to work with. It has to do with the licensors as well. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And of course, as soon as we can announce things, we do. But we're fans of everything here, and there are things that I want to do that we just haven't done yet. It's not just us saying, yes, let's do this. There's more involved.
Exactly. We have to be careful. We don't want to mess up those relationships with the licensors.
Yeah.
So we play by the rules, and when we're allowed to say something, we say something.
Absolutely.
So is there already a deal in place with Dead by Daylight and Funko? I don't know, but I don't want to take that chance. Sign the petition, people, please. And if you stuck around for this long, boy, are you in for a treat. Because right now we're going to debut the first ever and possibly last ever episode of Polly's Puppet Theater. I'm going to do an imagining here of what my hope is will happen this weekend at New York City Comic Con between Matthew Cote and Brian Mariotti. Here we go. Set the stage. Dim the lights. Yes, here we are. Another year in Manhattan, the Big Apple, autumn, a beautiful day. So much hustle and bustle. What could be better than this? Yeah, it's called Soda Pops. Soda Pops is a new product. Watch for it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. No, I think it's my fault. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Matthew Cote, the game director of Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight. Nice to meet you. I'm Brian Mariotti. I'm the CEO of Funko. We make these cutesy little adorable action figures. Hang on a second. This is one of my products. It's a Funko Pop. This is Chilly Willy. It's one of my favorite cartoons from when I was a kid. Oh, he's quite adorable. What a lovely little penguin. Yeah, so Dead by Daylight, you say? That's right. Some of my Funko fanatics have been asking me when we're going to get around to making some Dead by Daylight Funko Pops. Yes, I would be interested in that as well. I think it would be a good fit for us. You know, Brian, we have some of the same characters in common. We do? Yes, in my horror video game, we have some characters that you've made Funko Pops of. Oh, I have some horror Funko Pops here. Hang on a second. We made Michael Myers. Yes, we have Michael Myers in our video game in the Halloween chapter. And we made Leatherface from... Yes, he's from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We have him in our video game as well. Well, what about Freddy Krueger? Yes, the Nightmare on Elm Street. He's in our video game also. How about Billy the Puppet from Saw? Well, in a way, yes, Billy the Puppet is represented in our video game. He isn't the character you can play, but he is represented most definitely in our video game. How about Ghostface from Scream? Oh yes, we most definitely have Ghostface in our video game also. And, there's one more here I'm trying to find that, can't seem to find it. You know, that critter from the TV show Stranger Things. Oh, yes, the Demogorgon. Yes, we have that magnificent creature in our video game as well. Wow, you got a lot of these horror properties in your game. Indeed we do. One more. What about Pennywise? Do you have Pennywise in your video game? No, we do not have Pennywise in our video game. But secretly, yes. Well, I don't know how I can help you, Matthew. It seems like I've already made Funko Pops of all the characters in your video game. Well, that's the beauty of it. You see, Brian,
In addition to all of the television and movie characters that you are familiar with, we have our own original content that is a rich tapestry. And we would love to have you look at them and consider making Funko Pops of our characters. In fact, let me give you my card. Oh, thanks. Yeah, okay, so once I get back to Washington, we can discuss this and I'll give you a ring. That would be wonderful. I think that our fans would really enjoy your products. And scene.
Well, there you go, John. That's for you. I know some of you out there going, what the heck did I just watch? And hopefully some of you got some laughs out of that. I just feel like the tone of the whole video was really like stern and meh. And so I wanted to lighten the mood, and that was my way of doing it. Hopefully some of you found some laughter in it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. You know what to do. Sign the petition. Talk to the people at the Funko booth in New York City Comic Con. Fill out the suggest a product section on their website. Let's make it happen, people. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of each other out there in the fog. Hopefully we'll get some cutesy Funko Pops in the future of Dead by Daylight that we can cuddle at night. Have a great day. Bye-bye.